Hello and welcome back to another Metaphysical Monday. Today we're going to talk about tarot. We're going to go through the court cards. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Melissa, and every Monday we do Metaphysical Monday where we talk about a random metaphysical topic that either pops up in my head to talk about or that you guys have suggested in comments on other videos. So I also do witchy subscription unboxing videos, and every week I throw in a random tarot reading on, whatever comes into my awareness. You can check out the channel if you want to see what kind of randomness I'm talking about. So, today we're talking about court cards. So, whether you're new to tarot or you're experienced and still struggle with this, because I know there are a lot of people who are experienced with tarot and they still struggle with court cards for some reason. So I want to share with you my little method, which I can't take full credit for, but it's just kind of a bunch of different things that I've pulled together that work well for me as far as remembering them. So let's just dive right in. I made some little flashcards. I didn't realize these had lines on them until I went to use them. So I was hoping to have a visual aid that might help you. And then, of course, my notes. So we're kind of trying to pull almost like an archetype from each card. And I've seen in maybe one or two places where where somebody has associated the king, the queen, the knight, and the page with an element and not the element that they're representing. So for instance, the kings would be earth energy and the queens would be water energy, all of them. And then we're going to combine them with the element that they're representing in their card. So if it's cups, it's water, earth is pentacles, and all of that. So let's go over all of those. So I already said kings are earth, queens are water. So we're just assuming this. If this doesn't seem to fit or resonate, then you can change this around however you want. But this might also be a good journaling activity. So if you want to watch it now and then come back later and journal along, we're going to go through all of them. So this may be a longer one if you want to sit down and journal about the court cards. Grab a piece of paper, a notebook, whatever. I have a tarot workbook that you can try, that you can get from Amazon if you want to try that out, but you don't need it. So kings, earth, queens, water, knights, fire, and pages, air. I wanted to say swords, but air, swords. All right. So and this is where I kind of come up with that. So earth energy is grounded and stable, right? Water is about emotions and being flowy. I made my little flashcards here. Doing things with feelings, nurturing, that kind of stuff, having to do with the emotional level. And queens kind of more resemble that, right? So the knights are fire energy to me because they're active, right? In the tarot, they generally represent movement, different stages of movement or different speeds of movement. But for the most part, they resemble fire energy to me because it's about making moves, right? Fire energy, motivation, right? So it's about making moves. So that's why knights associate fire to me. And then pages are air because pages are young, they're students, they're learning, and air is about knowledge and thinking and that sort of stuff. So if you think about each of the court positions, king, queen, knight, and page, and associate that with a basic element, then when we go into each different card, we're going to combine that base element with the element that's represented in the card. And I will demonstrate, so don't worry. And then so we're going to join the base energy for the position, the court position, with the energy represented in there. And then the third step that kind of helps it like stick in your mind when you're doing readings, so you don't have to keep referring back, which is totally okay if you do. But the way that I get it to stick is, so I have that base energy, and then I have the energy or the element that's in the card. And then I take those elements and combine them and then pick a person that resembles those qualities. So it can be a person in your life, it can be a random celebrity, a book character. You could take all 16 of these court cards and assign them a character from like your favorite TV show or your favorite book series or whatever. Because in most cases, in movies, TV shows, and book series, there's usually like a structured set of archetypes within the story, right? Like, I don't want to. Harry Potter comes up a lot because my kid's a big Harry Potter fan, but like, you know, you have Hermione, who's the studious one. She would be like a page, right? She studies, she likes to learn. So we've got that air quality there. And Harry is more of I feel like maybe a cups or a water energy because, you know, he has that kind of um missing out on that nurturing because of the, you know, his parents died and he was raised by his, you know, family, I don't know, the aunts or aunt and uncle, I don't remember. And you know, so anyways, you see where I'm going. Like each character has their own little archetype, so you could just pick one theme or one series and make that your go-to list if you're into that sort of stuff. But so let's go through. That's the part that gets it to stick, is assigning a person. So when you pull the King of Wands, you automatically know that's my grandfather on my mom's side. He is the one who resembles those qualities to me. So anytime you see this card, you know, okay, that's Grandpa Joe or whatever. And it kind of helps. And then you like remember who he was, what he represented, how he acted, however you want to associate it. It kind of brings those qualities to the forefront of your mind. So that's the technique. So I'm going to go through all the cards and show you what I mean. So let's start with the kings. So we're going to go with kings, and I have kings representing earth energy to me. You can switch these around however it feels most like it most resonates for you. So for the kings, we are going to pull earth. So if you're journaling along, you can put the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water, and then write down keywords that you would associate. So that's what I did on these little flashcards. Grounding, material, and protective. Those are the earth. And the reason I put protective is because it's symbolized by the pentacle, which is a protective symbol. So however you see it, write down your keywords for each element. Go ahead and pause and come back once you've written that down if you're journaling along. So we have pentacles, or kings. Yeah, king, pentacle. Here's a king. I just had that one up. There's a hair. So we have the King of Wands. So then I will associate the keywords for earth energy with my Wands energy, which is a fire. So passion, motivation, and spirit. It also represents spirit for me. So we're going to combine those two and see what are we looking at for the King of Wands. So for me, I feel like the King of Wands, and you can go also off of the imagery in the card to get more of an intuitive feel. But for the King of Wands, I would do like a grounded motivator, right? So who do you know that is a grounded motivator? Somebody who likes motivating people, but does it from a place of stability and groundedness. Somebody who's not going to motivate somebody with like crazy ideas, but with practicality. So then you would kind of make your new keywords, whatever the two that feel best combined to you. So grounded motivator, what did I write down? Grounded motivation, that's what I wrote down. So who is a grounded motivator? So I would put King of Wands, and you can go through in order. I'm not going in any particular order, so I may not go. Should I go through all of them? Let's see how long it takes. So King of Wands, earth and fire, grounded motivator, and then I would think of somebody who I know that likes, that is a good motivator, but is practical about it. So grounded, practical, kind of the same thing. And then I would keep out my earth card, or, keep in the earth column if you're journaling, or however you want to structure it. And then I'm going to go water, earth and water. So here are my cups. Where's my King of Cups? Here is my King of Cups. So then I have the base energy for the King of Earth, again, grounded, material, or protective, and then combining it with nurturing, doing things with feeling, somebody who's calm or soothing, like in their demeanor. So I put sentimental values. So somebody who attaches feelings to things, and then value with the material here. So it would be, somebody who places sentimental value on things. And the king, I don't do gender with them, because I am on the gender is a man-made construct that it has nothing to do with your physical body. It's anyways, that's not going to be the discussion here. So I don't assign gender in my cards, but I do kind of, if there's a masculine or feminine quality in the person. So I can have a female figure in my life that represents that assertive masculine. That could be the person that represents the King of Cups to me, because we're also kind of bringing the emotion and nurturing into it. So that could be totally possible. It doesn't have to sit with the gender of the card. So there is no gender in the card. It's just a masculine versus feminine quality. And you can do a separate section if you want to divide those up as well, but I'm not covering that. That's something that you can do based on how you see masculine versus feminine. All right, so sentimental value. So we have the value from the earth energy and then the sentimentality from the cups. So who would you know in your life that places sentimental value on things? That would be my father-in-law. He really valued things that were given to him. He loved handmade gifts. That's just like who I would kind of put that with. So and then the next one would be fire or wands. So we're going to take no, we already did that. I'm putting it in the wrong pile. Air. We're on air. Air or sword, the suit of swords. So we have the king with the earth and the grounded material protective energy. And then we want to combine it with the air of the sword that's in the card. So we have knowledge, thought, questions. So you want to kind of combine those two. What goes together for you? For me, it was they just know stuff. They have dad energy, like the dad that you come to that just knows a lot of trivial things, like the trivia dad, or I didn't watch Game of Thrones, but there's like a thing about like I drink beer and know things, like kind of like that energy. You could use that character if you wanted to, if that applies, if that resonates for you. But that's that's how I combine them. So I never actually went through and physically did this until I wanted to make this video. It's kind of stuff that I all did in my head. So if I feel a little off kilter about it, then that's probably why, because I've never had to actually put this into words, but I feel like it will help some people. So the King of Swords would be, for me, the dad energy that knows things. Like the swords are about knowledge. He knows about stuff, like the person you go to for random facts or car information or whatever. So that's that. And then the last one is earth, right? So we have the king earth energy and then the pentacle earth energy. So really it would be like generous protector. That's what I get. So I kind of, added another word in here with the generosity because of the monetary material value aspect. But also that's going to be your fierce protector, your person who has that protective energy, or that, is like giving you money all the time to make sure that you're stable. So it's trying to share that stability with you. So that's what I would do for all of the kings. And then we can go through the queens. I didn't pick up all the cards. I'm not going to show you all the cards in the deck. You know what? You have your own tarot cards, I suppose. Maybe, most likely. If you're on this, you probably already have some. So I'm not going to just do that. We're going to skip that. So we have our queens associated with water energy. So all of the queens are going to have a nurturing with feeling or calming and soothing energy, or whatever keywords you've chosen to represent that element. And then we're going to do the same thing. So I don't know. Maybe I should have done this live so we could kind of collaborate on it. So first one on my pile is the Queen of Wands. So we're going to combine that nurturing energy with passion, motivation, or spirit. So you have somebody who motivates you from a nurturing kind of point of view, where the king was more from a protective stance. The queen is going to be more of a nurturing motivator. Like, it's going to feel good once you're done, or imagine how you're going to feel when you've accomplished your goal. That kind of motivation, where it's coming from more of an emotional perspective than a material perspective, say. So then we would move on to the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, knowledge, thought, and questions combined with nurturing and doing things with feeling and calming. So the person who just knows the right words to make you feel better. That would be, for me, the Queen of Swords. And then if you read reversals, it would be, somebody who's a little sharp with their tongue, or maybe doesn't think before they speak, that kind of thing. We won't get into reversals, but the Queen of Swords has a negative connotation sometimes. And for me, because I read intuitively, it would depend on the imagery in the card, honestly, on whether or not it's like the cutthroat, cut you down with words Queen of Swords, or if it's the one who knows how to calm you, or knows the right nurturing words to tell you. That would be the communication, or knows the right questions to ask to make you understand yourself a little bit better. So that kind of energy for the Queen of Swords. Then we're going to do the Queen of Wands and combine our nurturing with our motivation. Wait, did I do that again? I pulled it out of the wrong pile. Gosh. And we're going to combine it with earth energy for the Queen of Pentacles. So we have nurturing with material things, or grounded calming. So grounding and calming are very similar energies. A lot of times, like, I'm self-diagnosed ADHD, and I'm starting to even lean toward possibly undiagnosed autism at this point. I also believe that at least one, if not all, of my children are also either ADHD or autistic. My youngest, I would like to have evaluated, but we don't have medical insurance because we're both self-employed, and that's going to be expensive. So I'm just working with what I've got and learning a lot. So off topic, but what I wanted to say about that was having that like a grounding exercise, because I will have like almost like a panic attack. There are two things that particularly trigger this. Being rushed or being in a hurry will cause me to just like almost like panic attack status, right? And then the other thing is crowded places. I can't stand going to Costco. I literally, like, I get sweaty, I get clammy, I can't focus. So having that a grounding exercise just by itself is calming. So that is a way of combining the earth and the water, would be grounding and calming energy. So we're talking about the Queen of Pentacles. It's kind of more on a practical level. So yeah, we may not be able to just sit in the middle of Costco and meditate. So the Queen of Pentacles is going to kind of be the one who either helps guide you in a practical way, in a way that will work in the middle of a Costco. I'm using myself as an example. And calms you down. So like they just know what to do, what practical moves to make in order to help make you feel more at ease, or to help you tap into your emotions and feel more grounded or stable. So that would be the energy I would look for in a person to attach to my Queen of Pentacles. And then when I pull that card, I will know this is so and so, and this is what they like to do. So this may be what it means in this reading. So there's that. And I'm going to stop like completely mixing up my piles here. Maybe I'm going to try. All right. So let's go with knights. Knights to me. Oh, wait, we missed water for the queen. So Queen of Cups. So we would combine water and water for the Queen of Cups because it's like very emotional. So it's just using, so if we were combining the words that I have here, using nurturing qualities to calm you down. So this is the hugger, right? This is the cuddler. This is calming energy using your emotions. So tapping into your emotions in order to calm you down. This could represent somebody who's very empathic. So that's what you would want to do for the Queen of Cups, is combine the water and the water. So I hope this is inspiring you. If this is making sense, like drop a comment and let me know if you've seen yourself in any of these cards yet. So for the king and queen, I like to kind of, with like I said about assigning like masculine qualities versus feminine qualities, I feel like the queen has mom energy and the king has traditional dad energy. So that's where I'm going with the masculine versus feminine. And then when we move into the knights and the pages, I feel like they're the siblings, right? The knight would be the older, a little bit more mature sibling, and the page would be like the younger sibling, or if you're a parent, your child. So to kind of like, if you were trying to pick a person to represent that particular court card, that's kind of the energy I feel associates with those. So we're going to go back. We're going to go to the knights, who have fire energy, passion, motivation, spirit. So we're going to go the Knight of Cups, right? So we're going to combine that fire and water energy. So a passionate nurturer. So if you're talking a relationship, doing like a relationship reading, this could be somebody who's a very passionate lover, right? Who cares about how you feel during passionate moments. This could be somebody who, again, motivates with feeling, you know, so kind of the same-ish energy as the Queen of Wands, but with that more less mom energy and more big sister or big brother energy. Does that make sense? So that's how I would kind of combine our Knight of Cups. That would be like the I don't know, the soothing lover, you know, that kind of energy. Knights typically are thought of in readings as a love interest anyways, so that could also be maybe not older sibling, but could also be like a peer or a romantic interest. It depends on the type of reading, but if you're just reading the court cards as a personality type, I would stay away from that unless you're doing like a reading for somebody else that is like a relationship reading, because otherwise anyways, so the Knight of Pentacles, let's talk about the Knight of Pentacles. So we're going to combine passionate, motivated with protective energy, grounded energy. So again, what would you see as a combination that would feel kind of like that older sibling energy? So we would have maybe a spiritual, somebody, not spiritual, and I mean actually spirit, like the wand represents spirit to me, like spirit guides, that kind of thing. So it could be like a guide, a protective guide, your spirit protector, right? So that could be where you want to go with your Knight of Pentacles. Again, also Pentacles being grounding. so practical as well. And then let's go to the Knight of Swords, where we're combining knowledge and passion, or thoughts and spirit. So this could be somebody who's trying to communicate with you through spirit, or a spirit guide who's trying to communicate with you. This can also be somebody who motivates you by asking questions. So that's the kind of energy we're going for there. And then we have the Knight of Wands, right? So we have fire and fire. So this is the Knight of Wands in some of the circles I've been in is known as the Knight of Dick Sticks. So this Knight of Wands could represent somebody who is physically interested. But if we're looking at that archetype, somebody who is passionately motivating, who motivates you by saying, like, by pushing you, by using their own passionate energy to push you. So, like maybe they do it with you in order to get you to do it, that kind of energy. So who in your life, or who celebrity, or from your favorite book or movie series, is that person? The one that's just like, let's just go do this. I'll go with you. Come on, let's go. So that's what I have for our knights. And then we're going to move to the pages. Pages representing air to me. Page is like the assistant to the knight. Like if you think about like the actual like court, like from the Elizabethan times, medieval times, it's like a squire, or not a scribe. That's a writer, but I mean that could be too. So they're young. They're the apprentice. So apprentice energy, younger sibling energy, or you're looking at, if you're a parent, like your child, somebody who's learning, who you are teaching. So let's get our air energy to represent our pages. So knowledge, thought, and questions. They're inquisitive, they have questions, they think a lot, and they're on a quest to learn more. So let's go to the Page of Wands. So we have the Page of Wands, who questions motivations. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Or that has a passion for knowledge, who just loves learning, right? So your Page of Wands is going to be that kind of energy. Then we'll move to the Page of Pentacles, who's grounded and like protective, wants to know how to protect you. How do I protect you? I want to know what I can do to protect you. Or questions materialism, or, is not so sure about how to ground themselves, or doesn't assign value to material possessions, and assigns more value to belief systems or whatever. So that's what I would do for the Page of Pentacles. Now let's do the Page of Cups. This is our air and water energy combo. So the page, again, representing youth, the Page of Cups is, they say, kind of like an offer of love. That's kind of like a common trope, I guess, for the Page of Cups. But it's, for me, if you take it a little bit deeper, it's calming thoughts, brings you calming information. Somebody who's bringing information, emotion to your knowledge, like, so adding emotion to fact, right? So you would think that emotion would be all opinion based, but if we're getting the Page of Cups in a reading, it could be adding that emotional factor to factual information or learning, right? So, or it's somebody who learns in a more nurturing way, somebody who learns in an environment with a nurturing teacher. So it's kind of also about the learning environment with the pages, I guess you could say. But I'm curious what your keywords are. So if you want to share that with me in the comments, I'm curious what keywords you would give. Or if you don't like the air for pages, fire for knights, if you don't feel like that applies, how would you see it? I'm curious about that. So lastly, we're going to do the Page of Swords. Again, on a quest for knowledge, but almost in a... Okay, so the sword is a point, right? In a pointed way. So very direct knowledge. They just want straight facts. We're not taking any opinions into account here. I want straight facts. I have questions. I have questions about my questions. I have questions about your knowledge. Why are you thinking that? Why do you feel, or why do you think that way? What information do you have that you can share with me, because I want to know? So that's what I get for the Page of Swords. So we've gone through all of the court cards, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, if you were to assign a series, a cast of characters, take Friends, for example. Like, you have those different archetypes in there, and some of them can be like temporary characters that kind of come in for a little while and leave, but were memorable, what have you. What series do you see some of those qualities in? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. So thanks for joining me on another Metaphysical Monday. I'll see you in a couple of days for another tarot reading. Thank you again for watching. Remember that the magic you seek is within you. Just gotta bring it out a little sometimes. I'll see you in the next one. As always, have a blessed day.